My name is Rain. I perform under the name Phutureprimitive. I just performed at BB King's here tonight, and I had a great time. One of the hardest things I can try and answer is when I started, because to a certain point I was born with it. My mom always said that I sat at the piano and I would plink on the keys. I think at an early age I was struck by sound. It got really complicated when I was in middle school and high school, and then mostly in college when you're supposed to finally make a decision and go somewhere. The first thing I tried studying was music for a term or two. I just felt like the only thing in education and music would really guarantee me is teaching music. I tried graphic design for a while. I even tried business because it was something that I felt like my parents wanted me to do. And then eventually I just stopped, took a couple years off, and admitted to myself that music is really what I wanted to do. The crowd is the single biggest influence on how I react and how I perform on stage. Every single venue or city or state just has their own way that they react to music. You can just feel it more than anything. You can feel it out there, and tonight was one of those nights where you felt like just the entire house was rocking. The biggest reward I can get when I'm up on stage is that everybody is losing their shit up there, you know? But it doesn't always happen. It takes some experience to realize that that doesn't mean that what you're doing up there is not worthwhile. It doesn't mean that that's not a good show. It just reminded me to be grateful for what I'm doing and bring the good time and trust that other people will follow. I can't say that I knew it at the time when I first started, but in hindsight, I realized that my biggest obstacle in the last many years that I've been making music is trusting myself. At some point, there's a line between what you hear in your head and what's coming out of the speakers. And when you first start out, there's a huge disparity. I held fast to what I heard in my head for a really long time. I'm not saying that's the right path, but at some point, you just got to trust yourself. Go with what you feel, because music is about feeling more than anything. It's not about the math. It's not about the people that stand at the front and watch every move you do on your MIDI controller and ask you what kind of gear you use. It's about how you make yourself feel, and ideally how you make other people feel. And you gotta trust that and follow that, and eventually gotta give into it. If I could say thank you in every single language on this planet, I would say thank you for caring enough, and thank you for following something that moves you enough to come out and experience music and experience the people that make that music. Dance out your demons and let people see you, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. Thank you for doing that. It's so important.